YNW Melly, his real name is Jamel Demons. He's actually in plain clothes in the courtroom for the first time in months, again, as this judge really starts the long process of seating a new jury.
This is YNW Melly's last chance of ever being released from jail, as on Friday, the judge is giving YNW Melly a chance to be released for the final time.
Jury selection for Melly's retrial will not begin on Monday, October 9th, like originally scheduled. Instead, next week, the judge said they will argue the state's motion to quash defense subpoenas of several prosecutors, including the elected state attorney. The defense motion to dismiss the case altogether will be heard next Friday on October 13th.
However, YNW Bortland's recent actions may have ruined all chances Melly had of being released. It all begins when it was announced that YNW Bortland was arrested for witness tampering charges. As while his house was raided by the feds, they found some insane paperwork against Bortland and Melly.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law&Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
As it would be announced by Bryson Paul, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortland's home last week, filed into the Broward clerks by the state. Alongside these photos here, where Bortland is seen detailing where certain jurors were sitting, alongside a description of what they looked like. To understand how serious this is, here's DJ Akademiks' reaction.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Alongside Bortland, YNW Melly also received new charges, as his charges would be shared, revealing
the state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
As after his new charges were shared inside of the courtroom by the judge, Bryson Paul would then share, YNW Melly does not crack a smile at the gallery as he is escorted back to jail, as he has smiled at his mother and family at the end of every single court hearing thus far. The real reasoning for YNW Melly's case going downhill so fast is due to the new prosecutor in his case, where it would be announced this week. The new prosecutor in YNW Melly's trial is Stephen Klinger. He is a 39-year veteran in criminal law. As just one day after he is the new lead prosecutor, YNW Melly finds himself with 7 new charges going against him. Online lawyers revealed that Stephen Klinger is a nightmare compared to the old prosecutor, Christine Bradley, as even the judge is happy with the new prosecutor with Christine gone. Christine Bradley was fired off of the case last week when it would be announced YNW Melly's prosecutor, Christine Bradley, has been removed from the YNW Melly retrial, following an order granted and signed by Judge Murphy on Thursday, as further explained here.
I'm not a lawyer, but Bryson Boom Paul just tweeted that the prosecutor, Christine Bradley, has officially been removed from the YNW Melly case. That means she will not be the lead prosecutor for the retrial of YNW Melly. The news came from the Sun Sentinel, and it says that while Christine Bradley has been removed, the elected state attorney and 2 key deputies cannot be called to testify. Remember, Melly's attorneys were trying to get 7 of the state attorneys to testify, and this ruling is basically the judge saying no to at least one of those.
As Christine Bradley is one of the main reasons why YNW Melly received a mistrial, as she was showing the evidence in a very poorly way, and she already believed she was going to be getting fired from this trial in general, as earlier this week when she was caught committing crimes in Melly's case, she didn't even show up to court to face the judge about the matter, which would go on to make the judge extremely angry.
Typically, what I do when I have a brain or some issue about it, the prosecutor who's involved in it tells me, she comes in here, she's got an obligation of candor to the court, and I ask her a question and she advises me as to what's going on and why there's a change, why something like that. But she's not here. This is her case. We spent 2-3 months trying the case originally. It came to a jury, but she's not here for this. I don't understand that.
So to understand Melly's new charges, we need to dive deeper into the reports of, along with capital charges, YNW Melly's witness tampering charges will be classified as a capital life case, which if convicted can result in a life imprisonment judgment and $15,000 in fines. As this is where things get extremely serious. YNW Melly's already looking at facing life in prison for the passing of YNW sack chaser in juvie, and on the slim chance that he can beat that case, he's also now looking at another life in prison charge for the witness tampering. It continues reading, YNW Bortland, Melly's co-defendant, also awaits his trial on capital charges. However, his witness tampering charges that ended up revoking his house arrest bond will not be treated like a capital life like Melly's. Instead, it is a second-degree felony case. If convicted, Bortland can receive up to the maximum sentence of 30 years in prison, as well as $10,000 in fines signed by Judge Holden, which is very interesting as YNW Bortland was the one that drew the drawings of all of the jurors in the original Melly trial. However, Melly's the one that's facing life in prison charges for it. Meanwhile, the man that drew the pictures is not even facing life in prison for it. With YNW Bortland's name now being ruined online, he would speak from his jail cell sharing, and I quote, "I'm doing great. It feels good as long as God is great. My faith will never let me be discouraged because I have Jesus on me. I'm just ready to come home and for the world to see how corrupt Broward County is. Next time I walk out, there will not be an ankle monitor on. I'll be a free man." As in just little as 1 week, YNW Melly's entire world has now just been crashing down. As with the new lead prosecutor now in Melly's case trying to get caught up on everything, YNW Juvie's father would share even more evidence that the new lead prosecutor can use during an emergency interview this week with Law&Crime, sharing that this new case dismissal situation is truly affecting him and his family.
All of this legal wrangling that's leading to a delay in the second trial, how are you?
I'm taking it one day at a time. You know, you got to go through this process once again. Gotta relive it once again.
As next, Juvie's father would then expose how YNW Melly and Bortland were witness tampering and even what code words they were using to make Melly's ex-girlfriend not testify against him in the original trial.
Both Melly, Jamel Demons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Bortland, are now charged with witness tampering. It sounds like the prosecutors are saying there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they're going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
However, it's when YNW Juvie's father would then share what happened on the morning of the crime, the moment that he drove down to the police department to clarify that YNW Juvie was the one that sadly passed, as he would reveal that Melly's mother told him something pretty concerning.
He wasn't, he had switched vehicles. At least that's what they said in the first trial, that he had gotten into, it was suggested through a defense witness, the one and only defense witness, that he had gotten into that other vehicle.
Yeah, they was telling me that I drove down there that morning to go identify Chris. I met Moretti down there that morning, other 26. And on the way down there, when I talked to Jamie, she told me the same thing. Like, don't talk to the media and tell them Melly wasn't there. Instantly, my antennas went up because I didn't understand. Like, I knew from that day, I knew something was up.
As Juvie's father is dropping insane new evidence that we have never even heard before. He would then even share what the last moment was when he saw Christopher, aka YNW Juvie.
Last time I spoke to Chris was like 2 days before the incident. Him and Melly FaceTimed me, and that's the last time I saw him. Last time I spoke to him was like that same week, man. It just hurt me to see that the love that he had for Melly to do that to him. I see if it was one of his enemies or somebody, he did something wrong or something, but the way it happened, how it happened, who did it, it just all heartbreaking on both sides.
As Stephen Klinger now has a lot of new evidence that he can use against Melly. Even a friend of late King Von, being an O-Block resident named Jay Hood, also did an interview recently where he would reveal something very unexpected, as King Von may have mentioned a little too much to a group of people that are living at O-Block a few years ago, as Jay Hood would go and reveal what Von said.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
Revealing information that we never even knew, involving Sack Chaser and Juvie going after Melly for financial gain. As you need to remember, Von and Melly were really good friends many years ago. They even made a song together titled Rolling, and there's even video of Von and Dirk calling YNW Melly while he was in jail.
Bust, you got tippy. Bust harder, man. It's me. It's right. It's you all. I say tippy. Strong.
On top of that, a viral video started going around this week, which was in YNW Bortland's interrogation video from 2018, where you can hear the police officer ask YNW Bortland, if you know who did this, would you tell me?
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of that. I wouldn't want to be.
As YNW Bortland does not give a firm yes or no answer using his voice. Instead, he is seen and heard shaking his head no. And this is because if it was YNW Melly who did this crime, Bortland would obviously know that. So saying no to the officer could have caused his voice to come out at a different volume than what he's been using throughout the interrogation, which would be due to him lying. That would be a clear indicator to police that Bortland knows a lot more than what he's sharing. But comment down below what you know about the Melly trial.